Hey guys, so this is the video on the let's see, these are probably crank what do they call, camshaft, maybe camshaft adjustment magnets. They go here. So I'm going to show you how to repair them, for the leak. Because if you don't get a code, then that means it's fine. You don't have to repair them. But as far as testing them, you can't. You have to set your meter on mega ohms. I set mine on 200. I believe that's mega ohms because it doesn't have a K next to it. Oh wait, maybe not. I might be wrong. I don't know. I don't know what that is. This meter is a piece of garbage. Anyway, that's the reading I get. But it changes. If I take this off, if I take the meter off, and then maybe a few minutes later I put it back on, I get a different reading. But right now, I'm getting this for a reading. Alright, now let me show you how you could repair these without replacing them. Now remember, if you don't get a code, you can easily repair them. Alright, this gasket is shot. Okay, so this was inside of here. And see, it's ripped. It's very thin. It's thinner than what you see. Okay, so this, there could have been two of these. I'm not sure if one fell down or not. But anyway, I think there's two of these. And one goes down here. And then, of course, you'll put this piece on. Okay, make sure you put it on so it slants that way. See how the port is slanted, this port here? It slants out. Don't put it on the other way and then put this back. But you could always take it off. You don't have to put the rivets back in. That's what I forgot to tell you. I'm sorry, I skipped that part. Okay, so this is on here like this. Okay, let me try to focus. And you got rivets in here holding it together. So you have to drill those rivets out. If you want, you can put some tissue paper, well, not tissue paper, like maybe a napkin or a piece of rag inside here. You could always blow it out, the metal, it's no big deal. I mean, you're going to clean it anyway. You could have a bucket of cleaner, swish it around in there, the metal will come right out. So you drill out the rivets, and now this is what you have. Now there's a gasket, like I said, on the bottom, and then there's a gasket on the top. This is the only gaskets, this and the green one here. Now if you take this off and you feel like this, and you could feel that that green gasket is coming out more than the metal, then it's fine. I replaced mine last year, so mine is still good. It's even still soft. I can even still push it. It's not even hard yet, so it's good. That's not why it's leaking. You could change those and you're still gonna have a leak. That's because that's not the problem. It's these gaskets here. Okay, so if you can go to the auto parts store and ask them if they have gasket maker, something to make a gasket. And it could be maybe slightly thicker than this. So, it's not going to matter too much. Even if you make it too thick and you put this together and you tighten these screws, you're going to see these might crush together or something, and you might see a space here. Sorry, it's always unfocused because I can't see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. So anyway, you're gonna tighten all of these screws after you put it back. So let's say you made your gasket, you cut out a circle, or you punched it out. It doesn't have to be perfect, the center. Even if this gasket was a little thinner, it will still work. As long as it's sitting on top of here and one on the bottom, you put it back together just like you took it apart. Now this ain't how I took it apart, but I'm just gonna put it like this for now. So you put it like that, okay? And then you don't have to put the rivets back in, okay? Don't put the rivets back in. There's no need for that. That's just there to hold it together. They don't want you rebuilding it. So you just take it like this and you put it back on. That's it, okay? The reason I know these gaskets are causing the leak is because this is the only thing that can cause the leak, okay? These gaskets are the only thing that can cause the leak besides that green ring in there, okay? So if you can get, it would be better if you could probably get 2 of these that, you know, maybe like some kind of rubber that's about the same as this, but I don't know where you would get it from. And it has to be able to take somewhat of a, you know, heat, because the engine, especially this engine, gets really hot. So replace the bottom and the top. Just don't make them too thick. I mean, you can, you know, you can't get anything in the Home Depot. I've tried to get, I think it's called neoprene or something like that. I think you put it on the bottom of a tub. It's gray. It comes on a huge roll. It's not that strong and it's too thick. So I tried to put that on something one time. It was just like this, but it was too thick. Okay, this is very thin, so you'll need something very thin. Okay, don't try to put silicone on there. It's not a good idea. I mean, if you don't care, you're gonna get new ones anyway, and you clean it up real good with alcohol. Yeah, you can put like a thin bead on the bottom and then put this piece back on top, but don't push it on. Remember, the silicone has to harden at least halfway, and then you screw it in. Okay, never try to put anything together if the silicone is not dry halfway, because it'll just squeeze out. Okay, and then you have to leave it overnight. And silicone will probably work if you get the really good one, the one that's rubber. You can actually stretch it like a rubber band. Yeah, that'll work. Then you won't need a gasket. You got to put it on the bottom and on the top here. Okay, clean the surface, put it on. Yeah, that'll work definitely. Do it the right way. So you could try that. Save yourself money and time going to the store. But make sure you don't have that code, and make sure you have the right voltage going through the plug. I don't know. I'm not going to start. I can't start the car because I took this off. But I'm pretty sure you're supposed to get 5 to 12 volts through one of the 2 wires. I think there's only 2 wires on this one, and the other one's probably going to the computer. Maybe it's a sensor wire. It might have like 5 volts or something. It could be ground. I don't know. You'd think there would be a ground, but who knows? Okay, I think these might work with a magnet. Maybe the piece over here, it looks like it's brass. So I don't know if there's a magnet in there or not. I don't know how these really work. You know, all I know is they can be repaired 100% for the oil leak. And if you test it like I did and you got the same measurement, 5 to 8, set your meter on 200, you know, they're probably good. So you remember, you got to test for voltage coming out of the wires, because you could have a bad ECM, or who knows what this thing is connected to. So you check for the voltage, 5 to 12 volts, or 5 and 12, and you know, you put silicone or you put new gaskets over here, and you replace that green gasket or ring, whatever you want to call it, and you're good to go. There's nothing else could be wrong. If you hook a computer and it tells you that you know, this piece is good, then try it. You have nothing to lose. I mean, you can't mess up the engine. Nothing can happen. Just remember, you gotta let the silicone dry halfway before you put the 3 you know, screws back in and you screw it together. All right, so let's see. I think that's about it. All right, so that's it. I hope I saved you some money, and I'm going to try to find some gasket for this. Now I know I have the paper one, but the paper one, it gets soaked with oil and it probably will leak after a while, but I guess I could try it. I just punch out a round circle. I'll just cut the outside. Remember, nothing has to be perfect. It can even be a little thinner than that. So I'll try it and we'll see what happens. Alright, see you in the next video.